We opened the programme with a journey to Spain to look at the mountain pass route over the Asturias, south of Oviedo, which was due to close to traffic at the end of November 2023. Situated in northern Spain, this single-track route was replaced by a new double-track railway built-in tunnel under the mountain range. The old route can be seen here. These are the main filming locations chosen, all on the southern ramp leading up to the summit of the line. Bustongo is the closest station to the tunnel, which marks the highest point of the route. We begin here, working our way south towards Villamarín. Note the new tunnel route shown by the dotted lines. It's early in the morning of the 29th of September 2023 at Bustongo. The bright moon slips below the hill line as the colour light signals beyond the village's station show a positive aspect, as we await the arrival of the first passenger train of the day, formed by Class 130 Intercity Talgo Unit number 029. Moving south now, we are close to Villamarín, and the only northbound local train that operates on the line, the 0700 from Valladolid to Gijón, passes our camera. There were 4 return intercity services along the line, beginning with this, the 0706 from Madrid to Gijón, passing our camera shortly before 11 a.m. One of the most interesting aspects of the line was the healthy amount of freight traffic making its way to and from the steelworks at Trasona. This empty train has 253099 and 067 as power. All of these trains seen have now been diverted onto the new tunnel line, saving at least 40 minutes in journey time for passenger trains and over an hour for freight services. The old line is currently mothballed, awaiting a final decision as to its future. At Villamarín station, we see this southbound working, headed by one of RENFE's new Class 256 Euro 6000 electrics, number 108. 12 have been ordered mainly for operating freight services through the new tunnel. The new Class 256s were partly ordered to replace some of the ageing Japanese-designed Class 251s, which are now some 40 years old. This is number 004, sporting its original livery and number plates on its nose. This loco is a top candidate for preservation. This is train 62400, a steelworking from Trasona to Sagunto. Motive power is one of Captrain's 24 Class 256s, number 003. There is continued speculation that the line may be kept as a test track or as a tourist operation. With lessons learnt after the Gotthard base tunnel derailment in Switzerland, keeping an alternative route open might well be a wise move. This is the 1104 from Castella to Gijón. The return local train is seen here, the 1517 from Gijón. Class 470 units are used, this one being set number 235. Class 730 are variable gauge sets rebuilt from Class 130. They are dual voltage and also have diesel power cars added to the formation. The train waits for the Fridays only service formed by a Class 121 train set. The set stables at Gijón until returning south on the Sunday evening. As darkness falls over the mountains, another loaded steel train heads south into the station, with 253084, a Trax Series electric and one of a fleet of 100 introduced by the cargo sector from 2009 onwards. The line was opened to traffic in 1884 and electrified in 1924. There are 69 tunnels, combined with steep grades and 300-metre radius loops, which enabled the line to surmount the 1,000 metres in height it needed to get over the mountains. This was followed some 50 minutes later by 253079 and 018 on steel coils. The following morning, and we are just south of the platforms as 251025 heads south with steel wire. The main road in the background is busy during the day with a good deal of lorry movements taking place. Heading south a few kilometres, we get to our next four locations, around Sinera and Santa Lucia de Gordon. There is an impressiveness to the Stadler-built Euro 6000 locomotives. They look good, they are big, and are well up to the job of hauling heavy freight. This is number 105 with steel empties for Trasona, seen on the outskirts of Sinera. This is 256005 dropping down the grade. Before this line was bypassed, there were at least a dozen freight trains to be seen along this route each way per day. This is the station at Santa Lucia de Gordon. Both of the neighbouring villages were once coal mining communities, but extraction of the mineral has long since finished. Today Santa Lucia has a small population of just 369 people. Here 130.011 passes, forming the 1440 Gijón to Alicante. Most stations along the route have enough tracks to allow trains to pass each other. The driver of the 1104 from Castella to Gijón applies the brakes in order to bring his train to a stand, whilst awaiting a service in the opposite direction. Nearby, a band practice was about to start, with a few trumpet players warming up. This was the returning local from Gijón to Valladolid. To the south of the village we look west as 73043 passes, forming the 1106 from Madrid. Not likely to be replaced is this rusty old sign, warning of the trains. "251025 drops down the grade towards our camera. In the opposite direction, 253033 and 071 have charge of cement empties bound for Oviedo. Our final two locations are to the south around La Pola. The first train caught us out as it appeared from seemingly nowhere, but we've included it as it shows a different type of traction, with a Class 335 diesel in the consist. Finally, the new line can be seen crossing the valley in the background, as the 1440 from Gijón to Alicante heads south towards our camera. The mothballing of this line is a sad loss, but the new 28-kilometre long tunnel will see much needed rail improvements in this picturesque part of northern Spain.